I don't care who's doing better than me. I'm not in competition with anyone else. The only rival I have is the person I was yesterday. Last year, I was different. I've grown, I've learned, I've improved, and that's what truly matters. It's me versus me. Every day, I wake up ready to push myself further. I challenge my limits, striving to be the best version of myself. I won't let someone else's success make me feel small. Their journey is theirs, and mine is mine. I know where I've come from, and I know where I'm going, so I keep pushing forward, not to be better than anyone else, but to be better than I was. That's my purpose, and when I look back one day, I'll know that every step, every struggle, every victory was mine alone. My growth, my journey, that's my legacy.
Author Simon Schama, the Rothschilds own 80% of the land of Israel. Even the flag of Israel flies the hexagram symbol from the Rothschild family's red shield. The Rothschilds bought Reuters in the 1800s. Reuters then bought the Associated Press, which selects and delivers the same news stories to the entire world, day after day. They have controlling interest in 3 major television networks and easily avoid media attention since they own it. Until recently, they owned and operated England's Royal Mint and continue to be the gold agent for the Bank of England, which they also direct. They also fix the world price of gold on a daily basis and profit from its ups and downs. Over the centuries, the Rothschilds have amassed trillions of dollars worth of gold bullion in their subterranean vaults and have cornered the world's gold supply. They own controlling interest in the world's largest oil company, Royal Dutch Shell. They operate phony charities and offshore banking services where the wealth of the black nobility in the Vatican is hidden in secret accounts at Rothschild Swiss banks, trusts, and holding companies. Although Evelyn Rothschild looks like a harmless gray-haired old man, make no mistake about it, Rothschild and his ancestors have handpicked presidents, crashed stock markets, bankrupted nations, orchestrated wars, and sponsored the mass murder and impoverishment of millions.
November the 2nd, 1917. Dear Lord Rothschild, I have much pleasure in conveying to you, on behalf of His Majesty's government, the following declaration of sympathy with Jewish Zionist aspirations, which has been submitted to and approved by the Cabinet.
His Majesty's government view with favour the establishment of Palestine as a national home for the Jewish people, and will use their best endeavours to facilitate the achievement of this object, it being clearly understood that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine, or the rights and political status enjoyed by Jews in any other country. I should be grateful if you would bring this declaration to the knowledge of the Zionist Federation. Yours, Arthur Balfour.
This is Dan Dix here reporting for Press for Truth. What you just heard was a reading of the Declaration of Balfour by Lord Jacob Rothschild in a very recent interview he just gave just a few months ago here in 2017, where he discussed his family's role in the formation of Israel as a nation. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how this agenda has been on the table not just for decades, but in fact for centuries. Now, I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir here today when I say that the Rothschilds are an incredibly wealthy, powerful, and secretive family, and they are consumed by an all-out lust for power and control. Behind the scenes, they have been manipulating our finances and our politics, and with the ability to issue currency that is created out of thin air and then loaned to governments at interest, it is through this process that they manage to emerge on the very top of this pyramidal structure of power. But one thing I don't think very many people are aware of is the fact that this plan has been in the works for not just decades, but in fact centuries, and I am in possession of a document that can help substantiate that claim. What I'm holding right here in my hands is an original document. This was printed on November 28, 1829. This is a Niles Weekly Register, and remember, this came out at a time when the press and the media was not as controlled as it is today. So researchers and journalists were able to put this kind of information out there, and the info contained herein suggests that the Rothschilds purchased Jerusalem and they had big plans in store for that landmass. So I'm just going to pick up the camera here and we'll read this to you. All right, guys, so this is the paper in question. This is a Niles Weekly Register. And bear in mind, this was printed in 1829. Unbelievable that they were able to put this kind of information out there back then, but as we said, they weren't as controlled as we are today. So, let's have a look at what they had to say here. I'm going to very carefully open this up because, as I said, this is an original document from 1829. And here is the article. I'll read it to you now. Jerusalem. There is a report that the Rothschilds have purchased Jerusalem. We see nothing improbable that, in the pecuniary distress of the Sultan, he should sell some part of his dominions to preserve the rest, or that the Rothschilds should purchase the ancient capital of their nation. They are wealthy beyond desire, perhaps even avarice, and so situated it is quite reasonable to suppose that they may seek something else to gratify their ambitions that shall produce most important effects. If secured in the possession, and which may be brought about by money, they might instantly, as it were, gather a large nation together, soon to become capable of defending itself and having a wonderful influence over the commerce and the conditions of the East, rendering Judea again the place of a deposit of the large portion of the wealth of the ancient world. To the Sultan, the contrary is of no great value, but in the hands of the Jews, directed by such men as the Rothschilds, what might it not become, and in a short period of time? The Sultan is in great difficulty. Baron Rothschild was proceeding to Constantinople, and a second rebuilding of the temple is not among some of the most strange things expected in these strange times by some of the Jews. So there you have it, folks. The Rothschilds purchased Jerusalem, and as has been confirmed in this recent interview, they also formed the nation of Israel as we know it today. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments section below. It's pretty interesting stuff, especially when you consider that the reformation of Israel as a nation was foretold in the Bible. This was written about even as much as 3,500 years ago. So, are the Rothschilds just playing on that, or what do you think is going on here? Now, as always, my friends, share this video if you found the information useful. And this channel is only made possible by you, the viewers. So thank you so much to anyone who has ever donated or contributed by becoming either a PFT member or a PFT patron. And stay tuned, folks. We're going to have more video reports coming soon. This is Dan Dix reporting for Press for